Oh, were you expecting this? Were you expecting this? I hope you weren't. Maybe not. Hopefully, maybe. Yeah, welcome to another edition of this absolute monstrosity that is me trying to chow down some sushi while I talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of whatever happiness we have left in this modern society. Um, so what did I get this time? I got some. These are lemon bits, okay? Pieces of lemon, as if we eat them. Interesting. So this one has some crab on top. This one might be the beef one. There's one beef sushi that I got, and then, uh, the tempura is the other tempura is the octopus one, and then the other one is I forgot. Oh, it's a Philadelphia. But yeah, supposedly this is octopus, which is very interesting. Like I said, I grew up Seventh-day Adventist, so a lot of the shellfish was we didn't really eat that growing up, and I enjoyed the worldly foods whenever it came to Asian food specifically, because Asian people usually live longer, and they still eat the crazy critters that are in the ocean floor. So I'm completely okay with that, as long as you get to live longer and enjoy more of planet Earth. All right, soy sauce. Again, this Spanish soy sauce that is not the best, but here we go. Ooh. No, Hazel, you're not coming in yet. Hazel is being a Hazel. All right. Meow. Hazel, I'm not letting you in while I'm eating. We're gonna have this constantly. You know, background noise is kind of a thing that worries me. Like I would do ASMR videos, but I live next to a school. And right now there is a soccer game going on in the field. And the cats are fighting. Great, great. Anyway, bon appetit. Oh, it's a full crab roll. This one slaps. The crab roll really slaps. Let's try the beef one. Mmm. Beef one was very interesting. Very good. It's kind of like a Philadelphia roll, but with beef, I guess. You guys ever wonder at what point of your life you're at? Like in the last video, I talked about maturity and how basically that concept is going to die out with, well, mostly neurodivergent adults that they are going to always have their hobbies. They're not going to give up their hobbies to, raise children necessarily, or they're going to still have that crazy room with the diorama. Um, this is actually a really funny thing. I am a fan of the piece Ghost Train, and I've always wanted to conduct it. I've always wanted to do something with it. Maybe that'll happen one day. $400 and I'll do it. But Ghost Train is just a very cool piece because it sounds very metallic. It sounds like essentially trains were the way for socialism because cars were more capitalistic and individualistic. They polluted more, having to build huge roads to constantly maintain them, and constantly maintain them. It's a huge issue. But trains are less maintenance. They transport more people. Do I think that cars are going to go away? Not necessarily, because there's still going to be rural landscape. There's still going to be roads. I still think that roads might exist for a while, especially in places, like I said, rural areas. Now? So, another thing is, Do you ever wonder how life would be if you could afford everything you needed? What a Gen Z phrase to say, am I right? But I honestly feel like I would have my life figured out if, and a lot of people would have their lives figured out if they were just paid fairly for whatever they did. I believe in a maximum wage, not a minimum wage. I believe that somebody with over $20 million really doesn't need any more cents. They can live off of that, and their kids can live off of that just fine. Like, there really shouldn't be any multimillionaires above 20 million. You get what I'm saying? Like, the most expensive cars are around $100,000. If you want a very, very expensive, something like a Rolls Royce or something, maybe $300,000, maybe $500,000. But in general, you really don't need anything except for your survivability and some technology. We need technology, that includes cars, we need technology, we need transportation, we need food, which again, also should be free. You know, community gardens is a really good idea to essentially have I need to stop saying the just words. You know, just like, or essentially, or basically. Alright. Hazel, if you come here and bother me, I'm letting you right out again. Yes. Alright. Alright, it's dinner time in the bedroom. What a phrase, thanks to capitalism, that I must say. Yeah. So, I feel like I would have my life figured out because, well, I'm a professional musician. I have studied and dropped out of college. I have tried to make my way through life, essentially by making connections and by practicing my instrument. And I believe that if you really push yourself towards your simple goals in life, there really shouldn't be much that you would need to figure out before you find, like, the one, you know? Like a relationship, a meaningful, long-lasting relationship. Now, I'm the kind of person that's kind of strange. I can have a meaningful, long-lasting relationship even after I break up with somebody or after we have a friends with benefits situation. It's still a very casual thing for me. Like, I'm okay with just whoa. Octopus is weird. It's chewy. It's nothing like crab or like a soft whitefish. So, I'm also chowing down through this is much faster than the last video. Last video, those were leftovers, and I couldn't finish them from last night, and I couldn't even finish them after the video. But today I haven't starved myself. I've just been very busy and I didn't eat much. And yeah, basically, when it comes to figuring your life out, if you have the material possessions that you need in order to be set off, like well off, a good reliable car, a place where you can live kind of affordably, you're kind of just ready to add somebody to the picture. And the question is, what do they have to bring into the picture as well? Besides, good sex. Now I'm falling apart. I had to eat it quick. But yeah, sex is a great addition. It's also something that, like, I'm looking for somebody that will do the same substances as me, that will enjoy substances the same way as me. And that's kind of difficult, especially in a conservative country where nobody is going to be wearing a bucket hat and a nice tie-dye shirt in the middle of the street. That's what's really sad. I wish I could just go out and wear that. So I don't know. I don't know how I would figure out, because whenever you get with somebody, you kind of want to do new things as well with them. Maybe there's a phase of your life where you pick up a new hobby, maybe with them. Maybe there's a stage in life where you might want to go experiment and do fun sexual things. Then there's going to be maybe a lazy stage where all you're going to be doing is playing video games and eating Doritos before you go to sleep. You know, very typical things. Typical cat. Wants to come in, eats a little food, then leaves the room. Come on. All right, go. Go. Are you going to eat now, or are you... Okay. What a cat. What a cat. So, yeah, there is that stage in life where, like, you feel the emptiness. There's, you know, that video, the Hunger by ContraPoints. It really goes to show, and it symbolizes how you really look for much more than sex in life, much more than the debauchery that Christians claim. Like, yes, debauchery is fun. Do it. You know, it's nothing you should be scared of. And it's also a way to get to know yourself, how you handle substances, how you are around others on substances. I genuinely believe that. I believe that you should find somebody that enjoys things in the way you do as well. Now, when it comes to being, like, finding somebody different, like, I don't know, maybe dating somebody foreign. I feel like that relationship, they would be based off of not just things you have in common. I mean, obviously it's going to be great finding an American that watches Taskmaster, you know? Something like that. Somebody that can just sit down and binge watch Taskmaster with me. I genuinely enjoy little things like that. And this also brings me a little point, is that I feel like neurodivergent people purposefully seek out foreigners. I have this quote that I say, I'm not autistic, I'm just foreign, because there are going to be little things that are going to be considered like inappropriate social cues in one culture, and then they're not in the other. Which again is like, what is autism at that point? If you only have a set... Oh, fuck, I missed the burp. There's this musical that I wish they were still airing it. I hope I hope they make a movie out of it. It's called Come From Away. I got to see that musical at age 18, and it is the closest to a psychedelic experience that you can have without doing any substances. Yes, and I genuinely say that because in 1 hour, you have never laughed and cried harder, had to see the prejudice and the xenophobia that people experiences from all different demographics, from LGBT people to even Islamic people. Like there's a Muslim character in there in the musical, and he says like, I'm a world renowned chef, I'd like to help with the food, and they just kept treating him as a guest because he didn't really know how to communicate with them. And I think that maybe with autism there's like a slight communication barrier And I feel like that works in our favor in the way that maybe the social cues don't really matter. Maybe that's not what the other person is looking for when they're like dating. Maybe like I do find some things attractive about neurodiversity. Like I find I find dedication to be very attractive. I find dedication to something that, well, maybe not religion too much, but a sort of dedication to maybe having a hobby or maybe having something that you really are passionate about. And I think that's what autistic people are really good at, are those hobbies. It's just the communication aspect that's kind of weird. I I feel like I could meet somebody off of just a hobby that we have in common and then maybe build it from there. Who knows? Beef sushi is very strange. I don't know why I decided to get it, but not a bad idea. I've also, this is bad accountability, but everybody says this when it's a new year, new me, lose weight, all that shit. But genuinely not having, constant transportation. I depend on public transportation for basically everything. Like, unless family's around. And everybody's busy. Everybody's doing something different in my house. It's a typical Gen Z household. They're all different age demographics. Some are dying. Some are getting close to there. Some are retiring. And then there's some people that are, at one point I was entering the workforce. And, having that different stage in life constantly, it is very disconcerting. I wish I could live with people that are in a similar stage in life as me. Maybe, obviously, like, I have straight friends that are cool with me, maybe inviting somebody to hook up because, well, they wear loud headphones and they won't hear anything. Stuff like that. Those are the kind of people that I feel like you should look for. I definitely would be looking for somebody like that. Somebody that can really handle a lot. Like, a lot like that. I'm really proud of myself for, let's see, got 8 Philadelphia rolls here and 8 rolls here. And how long have I been recording? I do not know. And I don't know, I'm really happy with the results of this mukbang, actually. I've been a little less ADHD. I keep interrupting myself for the food, but at least I'm eating. The last one I just rambled. But I've been kind of digging into the whole, like, lifestyle vlogs and all that. I used to enjoy vlogs a little bit when I was a younger teenager, but the lives that people lived in 2014, they weren't exactly an aspiration of mine, but there were definitely some things that I aligned with. Like, obviously we wanted the nice car, the nice house, but being able to not have a typical 9 to 5 schedule is something that feels very relieving. 9 to 5 schedules, to somebody who likes to live life more spontaneously. Okay. But somebody who likes to live life more spontaneously obviously doesn't want a 9 to 5 schedule. Some people don't really want to work. Obviously, we would like to live in a place, in a society where we aren't required to work. But definitely wanting something to... Fuck, now I really lost my train of thought. But in a society where we wouldn't have to work so hard, we could focus on those things. I've seen some articles about, Gen Z being one of the least sexually active generations. Meanwhile, we're known for the birth of goon caves. And I'm proud of that. Oh, please. Show me your goon caves. I enjoy the depravity. I honestly, genuinely do. Hazel, not again! Meow. 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 So yeah, it's very interesting. If you ever are wondering what it's like to live life as a French horn player who's living abroad, that's basically me. That's basically me. I've lived a very strange life after my 20s, after I DoorDashed my way to homelessness, as I call it. But, oh. Aha. Eat me more crab. The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me. Sorry.
The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me. How do you like that one, Mr. Krabs?
Well, I think I'm at the point where I'm shutting up and just enjoying the food. Shit. Hi. My cat just looked at me. Hey, let's do a Korean noodle soup. Oh shit! No, my lemons. My lemons. Well, 1/2 down, 8 to go, and I can finally say that I've done a successful mukbang. An actually successful mukbang. I'm proud of myself. I feel like I have some things in common with Nick Akato. We're both, we're both professional musicians. Not anymore. Actually, that's something that's really sad about Nick Akato is that, like, because of his neck and the whole violin thing, he had to. I hope that he can pick up his violin again. It would be really cool to be able to maybe find YouTubers with musical talent and have them participate in a musical project like that. That would be insane. Because I read about a porn star's bio once, and it said that he was a concert violinist, and I'm like, that's exactly what we need. Like, what if we have a sex workers group where they make music? Like, that would be fascinating. It would kill the stereotype of, well, you go into porn, you can't do anything else. I obviously in the shape I'm in and a lot of things like that, like I wouldn't really do porn, but I'm completely fine with dating a sex worker. And I've said that before because they know the conditions. They're more realistic and pragmatic. I love pragmatism when it comes to sex. I like to say things like, "Hey baby, you want to go fuck in the woods?" That was perfect. I loved it. But if you can't afford to fuck, if you don't live alone, go to the woods, buy some mosquito repellent, do some cruising, anything. And I would say that's how you enjoy life, being more adventurous, especially when you have nothing. When you have, well, when you have less to lose, I guess. But imagine, for example, there was that, what was that? The scandal about Pee Wee Herman going to a porn theater. I'm like, honey, anybody that runs a kids show is sexually repressed, and usually for nefarious reasons. So good on him. And he just came out as gay recently, so mad props. One more soy sauce, but I'm out. But dating a sex worker would be completely different. Like the first thing is that you can distinguish camera sex from off camera sex, and it feels very realistic. It feels kind of interesting to be able to have sex with somebody who has been having sex, let's say, all day, or obviously they maybe have an off day. And also, if they're being safe, they have to be even safer than the typical person, which means that an open relationship won't be a bad idea, maybe. Things like that can work. But I really think that sex workers, obviously in a world where people wouldn't be pushed into sex work, we'd have more sex workers that have control over their lives. And there's a video by a YouTuber called MikeMGTV who somebody asked him a question about sex work, and he said, what matters in sex work is control. Do you have control over your time? Do you have control over your body? There's one of the things that scares me the most about sex work is honestly the constant STD test, because I'm so scared of needles. Like, yikes. That is some shit that I respect highly. Like, how could you live like that? It terrifies me. It's really sad. We need to find more ethical ways to have STD tests other than drawing blood. Have you ever been treated for an STD by a really hot chick who was playing dubstep while she gave you the shot for chlamydia? Like, I wish I could hit on her, and then she would say, oh, this guy hit on me while I was giving him a chlamydia shot. I feel like it would be very responsible of me to do that. Be like, hey girl, can I get your number in 2 weeks when this shit gone? Let's fuck. And just like that, I have finished the sushi. I'm proud of myself. I know that I need to start working out, and that's accountability for me. But today was a good day calories-wise. I didn't eat too much. And I really enjoyed this. Woo! Let's see. Well, shit, where's the other soy sauce cup? Oh, yeah, there it is. Well, I hope you guys got to learn a little something more about me, because the mind of a French horn player is fascinating, honestly. There's a reason why we chose the instrument that is the most androgynous sounding. It's so true. There's always I feel like there's a link between being on the spectrum and playing with gender. I feel like there's a link between autistic people dating foreigners. I feel like there's a link between fucking, I guess, food tastes and what people like and texture. Like, it's crazy to me that I can eat sushi, raw fish, raw seafood, but then biting into a peach grosses me out. It's fascinating to me, all that. So, yeah, that's the note I'm going to leave you guys with. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I'm glad you could join me in this crazy adventure of me spending my savings on sushi. Because this one really worked out. I'm very happy. And I'm going to be happy for the rest of the night. What do you want? No? Oh well. I've been Gammy. I've been the most authentic I can be in this channel. Because, well, I'm a horn player that talks about weird shit. So yeah, thank you for watching. And stick around, because you don't know what I could ever get into.